Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations of much love to the rest of you sincere Akim, pushing the word and truth and sincerity. This is the cleric Izara coming at you with another lesson. I am continuing in my lot, and this time, once again, I'm sticking with the music industry. I call this lesson a rap about the Table of Nations. The image I have on display is from a back of a CD cover that came out in 1989. And of course, being this truth, I reflected on this particular song or rap. Let me just say, this this song was released on, or the album was released on July 4th, 1989. The title of it is track number 2. Why is that? Produced, directed, and mixed by KRS-One from Boogie Down Productions. Okay. Let me just say first, I was in a different headspace back then in 1989. Didn't know what kind of direction I was going in, and I remember a friend of mine. We were on our way to Atlanta, and he was playing this song for me, and he was playing the live version. And I just didn't see the significance behind it, and I really should have, being the fact that the lyrics were using Bible scriptures, and I didn't see the significance. But basically, this rap is going into the Table of Nations and listing of basically the description, physical description of the Israelites. Okay, let me go into this rap, and I'm just going to break it down. I would play the song, but you can look it up on YouTube if you don't already have it. I mean, this is a classical album. This is from the album is, I'm going to say it's Blueprint. It's a Ghetto Blueprint by KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. Okay, let me break this down to you here. I'm going to read some of the lyrics here. I'm just not going to skid around. I'm just going to get right to the point here. There's a part in the song, and let me get right into the scriptures that he's bringing out. In the song, he raps, "We're not here for glamour or fashion, but here's the question I'm asking. Why is it young black kids taught black? They're only taught how to read, write, and act. It's like teaching a dog to be a cat. You don't teach white kids to be black. Why is that? Is it because we're the minority? Well, black kids follow me." Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this fact, they can't laugh at you. Now, when you go into Genesis chapter 11, starting at verse 10, I'm going to read it. Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 reads, "These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad, Salakia, 2 years after the flood." Okay, now these are going into the 3 sons of Noah that repopulated the planet Earth as we know it after the flood. Okay, this is very important because they don't teach you in these harlot houses we call churches. They don't go into how you fall in part to that lineage. Okay, if anything, if you're a so-called Negro, so-called black, or so-called African American, they're going to lead you to believe that you're from the lineage of Ham, which I'm going to go into. Okay, continuing on with the song, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was black. Now, when you go to Genesis chapter 14 verse 13, it reads, "And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew." This is Abraham's name before his name was changed to Abraham. His name was Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. Okay, so it's going into the origin of Abraham. And then the song continues. "Abraham born in the city of a black man called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan." Here, let me do some explaining. Now, this is very important here. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons for real, and these were the children of Israel. Now, back up to this particular verse where it goes into Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Well, right in the rap. It says, according to Genesis chapter 10, you have Genesis chapter 10, which leads into the Hamites, which each particular son of Noah, they, from a plural standpoint, the Shemites, you have the Shemites, you have the Hamites, and you have the Japhites. Now, all these particular people that I just mentioned, those three particular groups of people that are on the planet Earth today still, okay? But there's sub-tribes to those particular head. I noticed a particular name to it. I can't think of it right now. But when you go into Genesis chapter 10, it speaks about the Hamites being the sons of Ham. So Genesis chapter 10 verse 6 reads, and the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Put in Canaan. So you have Cush, Mizraim, Put in Canaan. Now, when you look up Mizraim, that's where you get the Egyptians from. Okay, and then when I speak of the Egyptians, I'm speaking of the ones that the original Egyptians, not the ones that you see today. Okay, back to the song. According to Genesis chapter 10, Egyptians descended from Ham. 600 years later, my brother read up, Moses was born in Egypt. Okay, so that's true because when you go back to the story of this is not explained in this song, but in the story of Joseph, which was one of the sons of Isaac. Okay, I'm sorry, Salakia, the son of Jacob. All right, Joseph was one of the sons of Jacob because he's one of the 12 patriarchs of Israel. Okay, because Jacob's name later on was changed to Israel. Salakia on that. So Joseph is one of the sons of Jacob, and then Joseph goes into Egypt, and he's sold into slavery by his brothers, and later on his brothers came after him once they found out who he was and so forth, and they actually brought their descendants, and they lived in Egypt for a period of time. Okay, and this is what leads into the story of Moses and so forth. Okay, so continuing on in the song, Egyptians descended from Ham. 600 years later, my brother read up, Moses was born in Egypt. In this era, black Egyptians weren't right. They enslaved black Israelites. And you can go into the book of the first book of Exodus, and it starts going into what had happened. And I'm surprised that Karis one didn't go into that particular chapter, but nonetheless, it's still a rap about the table of nations. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So if you ever hear the words Semitic, that's where that word comes from. It comes from the word Shem, which is the ancestral person of the chosen lineage of the Israelites. Okay, he's also the ancestor of Ishmael as well. Okay. All right, but also to show you that there's people of color in the lineage of Shem. It's just not only in Ham, as well as Japheth. Okay. All right, so you have Japhetic, Shemitic, and Hamitic. Okay. Continuing on this song, in this era, black Egyptians weren't right. They enslaved black Israelites. Moses had to be of the black race because he spent 40 years in Pharaoh's place. He passed as the Pharaoh's grandson, so he had to look just like him. Yes, my brothers and sisters, take this here song, yo, correct the wrong. Okay, so this is what happened with iconoclasm. Eventually, there were Edomites in Egypt, but this is way, way, way later in history. Okay, this history that this song is talking about, and the history that the scriptures are talking about. When you go back as early as Genesis, is still with black pharaohs sitting on the throne. Okay. And just like even in my youth, I was very confused about who was what and why, you know, and why today, if you ask a modern day Arab, you know, some of the Arabs will believe that they're Egyptians. Okay, and but that's not true. Most of those Arabs descend from Ishmael. Okay, that's not explained in this song. All right, but that lineage is very important. You know, I wish he actually, Karis One did a sequel to this. You know, this is, Being in This Truth. You know, I play the song every now and then. All right. And this reminds you of just of how, if you're not really thinking about the importance of something, it's not going to, you know, come to light, you know, until someone mentions it to you. You never think about it. You know, they tell you about the the flood and Noah and everything. They never go into the specifics of, the people that came off the boat and who you descend from. All right. But hey, that's, our people are destroyed for knowledge, and that's what's going to happen. But you may want to check this album out if you haven't done so already. Like I said, it just goes into the Table of Nations. It doesn't really give a full breakdown, so you're not, but at least get you the, it's like almost an introductory course to it. And right here is the album cover there, Boogie Down Productions, Together Music, The Blueprint of Hip Hop. Okay. Check that out there. Okay. I'm just going to end it on this. I always like to end my videos on a good note. And so pretty soon we're going to know who the true people are depicted in the Bible. Okay, I just wanted to share that little one. This lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And on to the next video.